There's tons of stories and studies that will tell you that organic food versus conventional food has the same nutrients or the same calories. And this is really just not true. And those studies have been funded by people that have an interest. And so they're looking from a very specific lens. Like, is there the same amount of calories in this avocado and this avocado, or this carrot and this carrot? Well, that is only a part of the story. And so when we look at the world in that way, sure, there's the same amount of calories in this carrot and this carrot. But there's so many other factors. For example, how many days since the produce was picked is going to have a certain amount of the nutrients leaving the plant over time. So it's dying, right? The vegetable is dying, the tomato is dying. And so that the space from harvest has to do with how much food is in it. And then the soil, the quality of the soil, and all these micronutrients that are in food that we need in our bodies, that we've lived in harmony with. And it's not just even about the micronutrients, it's about the microorganisms. And so if you imagine, for thousands of years, we grew cabbage and we cut the cabbage and we stored it in our basement for winter time, or we had root cellar and we stored the beets, and we rinsed this cabbage and we ate it. You know what we were also eating? We were also eating soil. And so there's this microbiology that lives in soil and it lives in us. And when you separate us from the soil, our entire immune system stops working, because the lining of our stomach, which is the basis of our immune system, is made up of that same microbiology that is in the soil. And this lining is only as thin as half of one hair. And when these microbiology is not getting replenished by the food that we're eating, and it's also being killed off by the glyphosates that are on a lot of the food that we're eating, we end up with leaky gut and we end up with a weak immune system, and then anything can take us down. And so eating food that came out of healthy soil not only has more micronutrients, more macronutrients, it's generally coming from a shorter distance to you, so it's healthier in that way. It also has all those microbiology that your gut needs to live. So we can eat probiotics till the cows come home. But the reality is that if we're eating from the earth and eating from earth that is healthy, we will be healthy. We do not exist outside of nature. We are one of God's creatures, and therefore we cannot separate ourselves and like when people say have dominion, I don't think that they meant like be up here and nature's way down here and we're totally separated. It meant be among earth. Like, we cannot separate ourselves from the mother. She will shake us off just like she did the dinosaurs if we don't get our act together. And so it's really important that we eat food from as close as possible and as dirty as possible. And I don't mean like go eat some chicken shit and get salmonella. Nobody's saying that. But I'm saying like soil. Healthy soil makes healthy food, which makes healthy humans, which makes a healthy environment, which is all connected. And we have to care about that. And if we don't care about it, then we don't care about our children and our grandchildren and our children's children's children. And the centralization of the food industry is happening. And if you don't think it is, then you are asleep. We need to have food sovereignty. We need to know where our food comes from. We need to be able to produce our own food. We need to restore the lost arts of canning, fermenting, storing, root cellars, all of these things. This is important. And if we don't do it, we're lost.